What's going on, everybody? FJC here, back with another finals video. In today's video, and as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about the finals most recent patch or update. I'm going to be discussing all the changes that they made, but I'm also going to be talking about why this update was very crucial for the finals. As always, I'm going to put the link in the description to the patch notes if you want to read them all by yourself, but I also want to start by reading this welcome paragraph that they put in. So as you can see on the screen right now, it starts out by saying, today's update comes with a number of balance changes for weapons and gadgets, including a decrease in the length of invulnerability after revival. We've also implemented crash fixes and an adjustment to tournament matchmaking that will lead to tighter player skill gap in tournaments. There is also a fix to the crossplay setting so it can be turned off successfully. On top of all this, we have some new content in the store, and then they also speak about how they have a survey available for their solo Bankit game mode. But one of the most important points to take away from this welcome message is the last statement. A note about the future. Based on our feedback and our own telemetry evaluation, we recognize that the RECON Sense's ability for the medium build needs an overhaul, and we're working on that right now. You can look forward to that change and more in next week's update. And this is coming from somebody who plays RECON regularly. I can't tell you guys how happy I am that they are making this change. Since I started playing the finals, I always found it very odd how there's a skill in the game that allowed you to see every single person on the map from any range or distance. Now, obviously, we don't know the exact direction that they're going to go with the RECON senses, but in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinion in the community, they feel that it should be more of a vision pulse and it should have a distance cap. And I 100% agree with that. I think it should be more similar to Bloodhound Scan from Apex Legends. And if you guys haven't played Apex Legends, basically what Bloodhound does is similar to the RECON Sense's ability, but he sets out a scan that limits at a certain distance, and it essentially tells you where the people are, but it also notifies the other people that you have been scanned. And I don't know if Embark is going to go as far as to allow other people to be notified when you are scanned, but I definitely think a limit of 75 to 100 meters and having it similar to the sonar grenade where it doesn't necessarily show the exact location but kind of a trail. This is just my personal opinion, of course, but I believe if Embark was to do this, that would be the best way to balance it for all classes. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the changes that are actually in the game right now. There wasn't a whole lot of changes done in this patch. It was kind of a smaller patch, but the balance changes that were done were very, very beneficial to the game. We start out with the invulnerability time being decreased from 1.5 seconds to 0.75 seconds. And this is both for the defibrillators and the revives. But if you guys play the finals regularly, it could get quite annoying when a team was running double or triple mediums and all they would do was defib each other, and then they'd have that split second where they could run away and your bullets would do absolutely nothing. But after playing with this change in the game for a couple of days now, I really do think they found the sweet spot for it. Next, we move on to the weapons where majority of the changes were done for this update. We start out with the 357 or the Magnum, and they decrease the amount of bullet dispersion applied when aiming down sights. They reduced the damage fall off start range to 23 meters from 35, and they reduced the damage fall off end range to 40 meters from 50. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've barely used the Magnum, so you guys in the comment section down below, let me know if you feel a noticeable difference. One of my teammates, Duck, was actually running around with the Magnum, and he said that he noticed a difference definitely in the range where you could shoot a player. But once again, let me know if you guys notice a difference because I barely used the weapon, so I don't really have an opinion on it. The CL40 or the grenade launcher for the medium build increased player damage to 110 from 100. In ranked, I rarely see this weapon being used, but since this change was made, I've seen it a little more frequently, and I think that's just people trying it out and seeing if it's worth a shot. The next weapon we have on the list, it was a much needed nerf, and it's the F-car. They decreased the damage by 1, so they decreased it from 26 to 25, and it was no secret that the F-car was incomparable to the AKM because of how good it was. But after playing it for a couple of days, you can definitely notice the decrease in damage even if it's only 1. And in terms of general balancing for the medium and all classes, it also gives you another reason to run the AKM because the damage values are more similar now. Continuing on with the weapons, we move on to the Guardian turret, which is also considered a specialization, but the Guardian turret's health was decreased by 20 from 300 to 280. And I gotta say, I'm also really happy with this change because they reduced it to an amount that doesn't render the Guardian turret completely useless, but the time to kill it is much faster now. The MGL-32 or the heavy grenade launcher also had a player damage increase to 83 from 80. I rarely ever see this weapon used in comp, even after the change, So I wonder if this was a move on Embark's part to see the weapon used more frequently, but I'm gonna be honest, when it is used, no matter before or after this change, the weapon is disgusting. And the last weapon change is done to the throwing knives. They decrease the amount of projectile dispersion applied when falling and when sprinting. And basically, to sum that up, when you're falling or sprinting now with the throwing knives, they won't be as wide and they'll be a little bit tighter. And the final changes in this update were content and bug fixes. We start out with the crashes, where they fixed an issue where certain GPUs would sometimes crash. This is obviously very good for performance reasons. And for matchmaking, they fixed an issue where crossplay settings would not be respected when the player was in a party. So just as a quick example, if everybody in the party had crossplay on previous to this change, sometimes it would not respect the fact that it was on or off. And the last change and update that they made in this patch, I think is super crucial for the finals longevity as a game. They state that they updated matchmaking configuration in tournament and ranked tournament modes to help ensure closer matches by skill rating. And especially when it comes to ranked, I definitely noticed that there was a bunch of times where people would come into my chat or my teammates' chats and they would end up saying something like, I just started playing ranked and I got matched up against you, or I'm in bronze 3 and I got matched up against you, or 2 of my teammates were silver and I'm bronze and I still got matched up against you. But after grinding ranked for the past couple of days after this change was made, I definitely noticed a difference in skill when I'm playing ranked matches. Don't get me wrong, I do not think that the finals SBMM is perfected yet, but I do think that this change is a huge step in the right direction, and I definitely notice a difference. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are excited for the future changes that are coming to the finals. You can really tell that Embark is trying their hardest to please everybody and make the game super balanced. And as always, let me know what you think about the changes that were made in the patch in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for the continuous support. If you could do me a favor and go follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/itsfjc. It'll be the first link in the description. All the clips that you're seeing in this video were taken from my live stream, so I'd appreciate if you drop a follow there and you can come watch me play the finals live. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. Much love.